The first question that came to his mind after he retired at age 58 was, what next? He started a business venture that couldn't fly. That didn't deter him. He tried his hand at writing. His first book was recalled. That didn't deter him either. He then joined a writing course to upskill himself. And today he's released his second book. He teaches us that no matter how old you are and what titles you've had in the past, great things happen when you don't set boundaries on learning and exploring. And failure is necessary for victory. Proudly presenting author Bikash Paul Choudhury, all the way from Shillong, Meghalaya, India. If this is your first time, I'm Candy, your host for the show. Kindly subscribe to my channel for more awesome and inspiring stories. Thank you. Bikash, thank you so much for coming to Candid with Candy. It's such a pleasure. I really appreciate you making time for this chat at Candid with Candy. And I'm sure that the audience will be intrigued with your journey and your story. So thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you, Candy. I rather should be grateful to you to invite me uh, on your show.
So we'll jump right in, right? The reason why you're on this show is obviously because, you've done things in your life that are not ordinary. Um, a lot of people after their retirement actually retire, they take a back seat. But you decided to, as you rightly called it, have your second innings and you started your journey as an author. So that is the first question that I have for you, right? After such a fulfilling career as the chief engineer, which is also a very, very important position, you decided to start afresh as an author. So tell us about why. Why was this so important for you?
I think the concept of retirement sends some sort of negative vibes, especially to me. I don't say that I don't believe in the concept of retirement, but I am saying that it obstructs to some extent on psychological capacity to keep me within some bounds. I have started after my retirement initiative to do some business. I thought that why not just to keep myself engaged. And then I saw that in the physical level it demanded a lot of energy. I think I have post my prime, and so I hanged my boat after 1.5 years. And then I started writing some blogs on Facebook mainly. Some of my Facebook friends, they observed, they saw some writer in me. Actually, there's some inner voice which told me always, not even during my working days also, to write something. Somewhere there, if you want to live for, say, a generation, you be a teacher. If you want to read for a lifetime, plant some trees. And if you want to keep your mark forever, try your hand at writing. So that is what on my psychological being.
That was what I was going to ask you as the next question, right? Have you ever thought of writing in the past? But I think you said that beautifully. And probably that's the push, that came. And of course, everybody wants to live forever.
Yeah. People may be interested in a number of things, but one thing they are interested is in themselves.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. If you were to elucidate on this, never too late, I think your life, especially post retirement, your life is truly depicted by these lines. It's never too late. So, what would you like to comment on this?
Very pertinent question. and out of block question too. Uh, there are certain people, who like to do something differently, and fortunately or unfortunately, throughout my life, from my childhood to in my life, I have tried to be different. And what a routine people does actually after retirement, they relax. But maybe yet some energy is still left on me, and my inner voice tells exactly that thing. If some challenge is there, if in some job, especially in the job of creating something, creativity, there are challenges, there are blocks.
Yep.
So never say that. So in that context, I always say, in anything in life, never say that.
When somebody asks me, what is your greatest fear? What I tell them is, I'm afraid to be ordinary. I'm really afraid that I'll just be one face who just came to earth, lived her life, and died, you know? And I think you just hit the nail on the head with that, in terms of, people wanting to be remembered, and your life showcasing that, irrespective of what society says, right? Society says today in India that at 58 is supposed to hang your boots, but the fact that you're breaking those norms, right? And you're saying, you know what, this is not for me, and I want to explore, right? Listening to your inner voice, I think at this age, after having accomplished so much, it's not like you had an ordinary job for 37 years. You had a very demanding job, but just the fact that you never you never say die, plus you don't think that learning is something that stops at a certain age. I think there's so much to learn, just from that, right? So you chose to be an author, but you could have chosen anything else as well. The possibilities are so many, and who knows, beyond authorship, there could be 10 other things that you will do in the coming years. And I think just this attitude and this mental space that you have, is something that at least I really admire, and I'd like to congratulate you formally on this show.
Thank you again, Candy. You and me both are different.
Yeah.
That's why we are in this show.
I think you said that again. You've given another sixer. Uh,
Uh, again, thank you. If you think it was fixer, I try to block it.
so, before we get into, I also want to spend some time in, the books that you've written, and, the inspiration behind those books. I just want to understand, what is the difference that you see in your life as a chief engineer and as an author?
Earlier days, if you are an engineer in our time, you were a lucky boy.
Mhm. I agree.
So you get a job. But when seriously I contemplated writing something, I saw altogether a different sort of challenge coming. Because writing something, only writing something and then get it edited by someone, and then formatting done by someone, and then published or with an established, which you will not get initially, established, publisher, is a more or less a normal thing. But being an indie author, doing the entire process from A to Z yourself is at times really challenging, especially the technical things,
Right.
which is taking its long time. But I am enjoying. In the end, I'll say that if you enjoy your journey, what's wrong? So both the things you cannot compare apple with oranges. In conventional system, the job I performed was something different. I had lot of working hand and other things. Here I am doing something truly as a manager of myself, I am managing my affairs. The help I have received from people like you are helping me now, an unknown author. Okay.
Just one more point I'd like to touch upon there. When we talk about, conventional work, back then and now, how you worked conventionally is very different from the work that we do today, because you're not using a pen and paper, or you're not using a typewriter, to work. You're actually using the laptop and educating yourself on, social media platforms. You're marketing your book on Amazon. There's a lot that's happening, right? So tell us about that learning journey, or the digital learning journey.
What you have said, that I am still doing on pen and paper, but when digitally you do it, it is a big thing. I am finding. Actually I am doing free flow writing or typing also. It is big art because all the time during my working days, the last 10 years, computer was here. So I got all those things done by my subordinate. There are n number of subordinates there. And then advertisement, you have said, here to there. So it is the work in progress, that also. I have just started, I mean, the ads, launching the ads and other things. There is a world of things to learn there. I don't know how my book will fare, but I'll try. Do it.
No, it's really fascinating, right? And you're absolutely right. It's a whole new world out there. And don't mind me saying this. Many people at your age will just raise their hands and say, "This is not for me. I can't do it." So instead of saying I can't do it, you're saying I'm a novice writer. There's a huge difference between I don't want to do it, I can't do it, and saying I started it. I'm right at the beginning of the race, but I've started it. On that note, we'll move on to your books, right?
First thing first, you have given me a compliment to be open. Before I forget, in psychology, if much of your areas are open to others, even your trouble does not remain your trouble. It becomes a common trouble. With that note, so the Yudhajit actually means in Sanskrit the fighter who won battles. About the three books. The first book, as I said, I have already withdrawn it because there was some editorial issue to some publisher. I have released it. After 1 month, I have withdrawn it, and after that, I joined a course, a webinar course, a paid course, and then I learned that okay, I need not have to depend on some publisher and nothing, as you have said rightly. It needs some courage to do that, and I enjoyed it. I am still a learner, and my first book in the trilogy was Ecstasy on the Mountain, which is about an Australian psychoanalyst who toured our part of world, Northeast. And the second part, recently, last month only, I have completed and self-published on Amazon platform over a long night. It is a sequel to the first part.
That's really great, and I'm so happy for you. Uh, the next question is, what is the legacy you'd like to leave behind? How would you like to be remembered?
It is in the realm of future. Rather, I'll put it like this. It depends upon how long I can continue this and how long my higher power will allow me to continue. I want to finish my part of narration, ending with a quote from Bird by Bird by Annie Lamott, non-fiction writer. It is a masterpiece. I quote, I heard Natalie Goldberg, the author of Writing Down the Bones, speak on writing once. Someone asked her for best possible writing advice she had to offer, and she held up a yellow legal pad and presented her fingers held a pen and scribbled away. I think this was some sort of Zen reference. The Buddhist disciple remembered Buddha's flower sermon, in which all Buddha did was hold up a flower and twirl it, sitting on the mountain. Unquote. I finish with these beautiful lines from Anne Lamott.
Legacy, like you said, is sometime in the future. But for now, you stand for someone who is open to learning, who has a never say die attitude, and someone who's open to challenges. So thank you so much for that profound thought. This is Rapid Fire at Candid with Candy. And with me, I have Bikash Paul Choudhury, all the way from my hometown, Shillong, Meghalaya. What are the three words that describe you?
Drive, discipline, and determination.
What is one thing that you miss about your previous job or your previous career as a chief engineer?
The inner peace,
What is your favorite day of the week?
Sunday,
Your favorite festival
Durga Puja,
has to be. Okay. I don't know if you have one, but who's your favorite cricketer?
SRT, Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar,
Next one, do you have a favorite footballer?
Paolo Rossi.
One thing you don't like about Shillong?
That may be candid. The often disruptions.
That concludes our interview. I thank you very much. It was an honor to have you at my show.
Thank you, Candid, once again. Candid.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next Thursday. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe.